A familiar scene's repeating, this is how it should... What? No! How did I not notice this earlier? My tree's broken! Who did this? Man, that got me in a downer mood. Okay. Ignoring the fact that my tree's busted, what exactly would a live-action My Little Pony movie actually be about? If you're not aware already, a few days ago, multiple news sites reported on the information that Hasbro was working on a live-action My Little Pony movie. I am saying that with a straight face, so I know it's serious. Now, the source of this is dubious at best, and I could honestly really see this just being a series of miscommunications. It's not actually MLP getting a live-action movie, it's just Hasbro properties, which may include an MLP. I could totally see that happening, but, I mean, the news site said My Little Pony live-action movie, so the news site says what it says. If we are taking this at face value and 100% believing that My Little Pony is going to get a live-action movie, well, what exactly would that be about? Howdy, my name is CXCD, and let's set the record absolutely straight. The Lion King is not live action, okay? I'm sick of seeing people referring to live action. This is not live action. Nowhere in this movie are they using actual real talking lions to tell the story. They're using animation. All of this is animated. This is a hyper-realistic, stylized, animated movie. It's not live action, okay? So whenever I've seen people online already talk about if the My Little Pony movie is gonna be live action, it's gonna look just like a hyper-realistic FIM. No, live action means live action. I believe the absolute bare minimum for what live action could be considered as is if there's a real human comped in to a fictional universe, like for instance, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Although the vast majority of this is animated, there's still one human in the middle of that scene, isn't there? As well as a Minecraft movie, a similar story. A lot of this movie is CGI and VFX, but the main characters are still humans. That's live action. I believe that a live action My Little Pony would look a lot like the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, where the majority of the sets are real locations being filmed at location with just a hedgehog Compton, or in this case, a pony Compton. I'm stressing like this because I've seen people talking about live action just being hyper-realistic FIM. That's not what it's gonna be like. It's gonna be like Sonic the Hedgehog. Anyways, today's video is gonna be proposing some viable ideas of what a My Little Pony live action movie would actually look like, be about, like the story, for instance. I'm gonna be going from viable and easy ideas all the way to my idea of what my magnum opus live-action MLP movie would look like. And if you don't know this, I actually have a film fiction profile where I used to write my own stories. I still sometimes work on a few stories, but I've not uploaded in like a long fucking time. But if you're at all familiar with my film fiction profile, you will know that I am really bad at telling stories. And I'm really bad at writing. I am not a good writer, man. So we'll see what I get to come up with, huh? So without further ado, let's present what I believe is probably the most likely scenario for what a live-action MLP movie would look like. A la, The Ponies Take Manhattan. Or would it be Manhattan? Or Marehattan? What is it in the show? I think it's Manhattan in the show, isn't it? This is probably the most realistic version of what could possibly happen. If you don't know the trope, it's a tried and true method for bringing like fictional characters to the real world, a la The Muppets Take Manhattan. I think is one of the earliest examples, if not the first example. It basically means that a fictional character travels to the real world and the real world reacts to them, right? There's not necessarily a lot of story. I don't know how to explain this trope very well. The point of watching the Take Manhattan movie isn't about the story, or isn't about telling a compelling story. It's just the spectacle and the marvel of these characters being in Manhattan, right? Like, let's for instance take Friday the 13th, part 8? How many parts do they make? Jason Takes Manhattan is, at least from my memory, it was just another Friday the 13th movie, but in Manhattan. But we could evolve on this subject, because you've looked at a guy who, during his middle school years, read the freak out of fanfics. Nowadays, I don't read fanfics nearly as much, but one of the very first fanfics I read when I was really getting into MLP was a little fanfic known as Anthropology. Human beings fascinate me. Not the anthropology, different anthropology. This fic really sticks in my head a lot, because the ending reminds me of just a movie. It kind of turns into a screenplay for a minute towards the end, and it's really, really engaging, and I read it as like a movie ending. You don't really need to know the entire story. All you need to really know is that Discord invades the real world, and all hell breaks loose, with Discord straight up going toe-to-toe with the US military at one point, and winning. And it was basically just Discord goofing around the entire time until eventually humans got their shit together with the help of the elements of harmony, and just absolutely extinguishing Discord's flame. I feel like the ending of the story could really, really easily be incorporated into an actual film. Because, like I said, when I read it, I'm like, this is just a movie. So I could see an MLP movie being Discord breaks into the real world. And it's up to the main six to stop him by traveling into the human world, and there Discord scatters the elements. And the main six have to team up with a ragtag group of humans that all go find the new elements of, find the elements of harmony. And it finally ends with a climax, like I just described, with Discord in, like, Manhattan destroying it with his magic Discord powers, and Discord being stoned. That would be a really cool story. It'd be a very safe story, it'd be a tried and true story, but it would be a story that I could see totally happening. Now, this idea does screw the lore a little bit, because when this fanfic was first written, I think it was actually written before Discord was reformed, which is insane. But maybe instead of using Discord, you could use, like, some other creature that stole his power or something. Like using, what, the Grogar's bell? I don't know. I just think there's a lot of really good bones there, and you can think about it yourself. What would be a good, safe story? But speaking of which, there's something really funny. We've actually seen the humans interact with ponies before in My Little Pony. Obviously. We've seen it once. I don't know why I said once. It's been a lot more than once. In Equestria Girls. Remember that? I'm not saying that's the most likely scenario to happen. I'm just saying it's a really cool idea. But maybe the live-action movie could be the elusive 5th Equestria Girls movie, right? And it would make sense. Hasbro already has a universe that really well integrates with the pony universe. It's the human universe from Equestria Girls. So why not just either make the 5th Equestria Girls movie or make another story within the world of Equestria Girls? That would be really, really sick, wouldn't it? Alright, that's enough yibber yabber yappin' dappin' flippin' flappin'. Here is my idea. Now, like I said earlier, I'm not a good fanfic writer, so it's gonna go a little bit off the rails here, alright? But you gotta trust me. Actually, don't trust me. This starts in the year 1974. A young inventor is down in his lab working on a new type of theoretical physics. He doesn't know what to call it yet, but it's a strange, mystical energy that he can't quite figure out. But now, it's pulsating, it's getting angrier. And before he knows it, there's magic, there's stuff happening, and he swaps place with a pony. The human is now on Equestria, and the pony is now on Earth. Turned into a human, of course, because, I don't know, magic or something. This pony's name is Starbloom, or something. I don't know. Oh, my fucking leg's asleep. All right. Wow, taking a break. Starbloom now has to go warn all of the original humans' friends that the barrier between Equestria and Earth is weakening, and it's gonna start leaking monsters into the real world. Turns out the original human was a little bit of a shit-ass shut-in, so nobody's really willing to both be friends with him or believe him that he's a pony from another world. Fortunately for Starbloom, it becomes a lot easier to believe him when a Timberwolf starts eating the town's residents. Now this ragtag group of 4 has to figure out a way to stop the Timberwolf, and more importantly, seal the connection between the human world and Equestria. The humans seem perfectly content with trying to kill the Timberwolf, but Starbloom, being a pony, is much more willing to capture it and send it back to Equestria, and that would create some friction. What happens next? You decide. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a really good fanfic writer, so it's just what top of my head, I suppose. But that's like the bones of my story, I guess. I don't know. I feel like that could really work. It would be really, really cool. Anyways, what would you guys like to see a theoretical live-action My Little Pony movie be about, huh? There's a lot of ideas floating around, and I would like to hear what you have to say down in the comments below if you want to boost that engagement for me, huh? Remember, the only bad ideas are the ones that you don't write down. Don't be afraid to share anything. Now remember, kids always intolerant tolerance. Make sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys later, okay? Goodbye.
Johnny, don't leave me. You said you'd love me forever.